the Britain's Got Talent, was, well, it was just an incredible moment, I would say.
I can imagine, because then it's also, you have an audience that's not necessarily going to listen to choir music, and suddenly you get them aware of the music.
Yeah, I'd known for a long time that we were different, and I knew a long time we had something special in the sound. And we'd gone to Ireland and sung there and did really, really well. Just the way people reacted, and we had something different, I would say. But it was always sad that we were never going to not being heard. So when the opportunity to go on the show came, I think the biggest thing was it'll give us a platform for people to hear us.
Exactly, yeah.
That was the biggest thing, and it certainly has. It was. It's an incredible machine to be involved with. It really is. Live TV. Yeah. So obviously,
did you decide to just go for it, or what was the idea for the?
We've got, obviously, when we are invited to go on the show, it's a big call. It's sort of, what sort of image was it? Is it going to change the image of the choir? Was it going to, change how people saw us or thought of us? So we had a discussion, and it was decided that I think it would be a good thing to do it, raise our profile. But I don't think we realised then how big the profile was going to change us. And then, remember, it's going back to my first choir when I was 13. I didn't want to go on and do what everybody else had been doing, the traditional pieces, possibly linked to Wales. I don't know, linked to choirs, I suppose. So that was when I decided that we need to do something different. And that's when I started to arrange this song called Biblical by Callum Scott. And I think it took people by surprise that we were going to do this arrangement. And and I remember it was interesting, really, because we normally have a piano accompaniment. So you'd play with a piano, accompanying Gleanne, our wonderful accompanist, to play. But that doesn't happen on the show. On the show, you've got live tracks.
Oh, I see.
So we never sung with tracks before. I said, where the heck can we get these tracks from? Anyway, I did some research, and I got a name, a really good, and then Welshman created these tracks for us, And but what was interesting, he actually lived in Canada.
Really?
Yeah, so I'd have these tracks sent to me at silly clock in the morning, because he's in a different time zone.
Yeah.
And it was just amazing, just to back and to when we were saying doing this. And we had the dates to go and do the auditions in the Lowry in Manchester, which is a gorgeous venue. And I think that's when we realised again, wow, this is a bit different. The crowds are all outside waiting for people, who are these guest artists and things. And we went on stage, and it was just absolutely amazing. The feedback from the 4 judges, so Mr. Simon Cowell, the god of music sort of thing, TV music. He's there. It's weird just thinking, there he is. Don't stare. I'm just trying. And you go on, you're trying your best to act normal and be normal, sort of thing. It was quite hard. You know that whatever you're going to say is going to be live on TV. Yeah. And all these things are going through your mind, right? What are you going to say? And I think the big thing was, were you going to win the show? It was more, no, we just want people to hear us. And that was, and I remember, different things like the crowd. I remember that, you're trying to conduct, and I couldn't hear the choir or the music or anything because the crowd was so loud. Yeah. Yeah. So, and then we had you've got to, then you get the 4 yeses. And and that's an interesting thing. The next day, you're thinking, did that really happen? Did that actually? Did I meet those? Did that happen? That audience? We never sung to an audience as big as that. And then you've got the waiting game. Then you're not allowed to tell anybody. Obviously, it's a big top secret, and you're just waiting to see if you put through the live shows. And I remember being in. You're thinking, will we get through? Won't we get through? It's it's either yes or no sort of thing, and you go around. And I remember being in school. I was in a primary school, and the phone rang. I saw this number, and then they phoned up to say that you've been put through to the live shows. And it's like, wow, and people are telling you how many millions watch it and so on. And So obviously, the next step was obviously this is top secret. Not telling me through. But then the auditions go out each week, like a TV. And I remember being out, and my phone just went absolutely crazy. I thought, what? Because they don't tell you when you're going to. It's top secret. You don't tell you when you're on the TV.
Oh, I see.
And my phone just went crazy. So and they realised they released us on the TV, and my phone.
Oh, I see.
I had people on the drive outside tooting their horn, saying, "Hey, well done!"
Really?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
And what was interesting, the day. It was a Saturday night we went out to see, and millions of people watch it. Our Facebook followers just went through the roof. But strange enough, I don't know how it worked out this, but we had a rehearsal the next day as well. So that was really nice that we all met up the next. We all met up the next day, and we were looking at messages people have written and the feedback, and it was great. And then we had to go down to London. There was 3 of us went down to London to do some interviews, and that was just. And I remember being on the train, the 3 of us remember every stop we went to, we were on the train, and the next stop is, we had a look, and another 1 million people had seen it. It was like, wow, it's just
really
crazy.
amazing.
Yeah. So, and then,
but that's, I mean, I saw it, I saw the audition, or no, not the audition, that it's that when you sang the first time, it's basically the audition that you say.
Yeah.
And you think, I mean, what year was that when you did the Britain's Got Talent?
That was only last year. That was not even a year ago. Wasn't even a year ago.
Yeah, and I saw it only recently. It came on my newsfeed. So I'm not even in Britain to have watched the show, but it came on my newsfeed. And so it shows you that it's still going on. It's still, people still
it is incredible, because the song itself, biblical, wasn't in the charts. It went out the charts, but when we sang it, it went back in, and it actually went higher than it was when it was in the charts.
Wow.
And I think we're up to, I don't know how many million, it's like 21 million or something people watched it on various streams. So then obviously you go to the live shows down in London again. We spend a lot of time up and down in London. I remember we were chatting on the front of the bus about how many times we stopped in the same services. We seemed to be there all up and down. Yeah, it was good. Yeah, and staying over, and it was good. Yeah, it was just, and the social profile has gone huge. And then obviously the next big thing that we performed in the Royal Variety Show, which is just, that's just
what a privilege.
You're walking around and seeing all these, these major artists. You're just walking past, you think, oh, that was him there, no, that's her. So so it's been a really incredible time. We recorded our first EP as well. So we recorded 5 songs in a studio in London. And that's been released, and that's just wonderful to see, all these downloads and people buying the. Yes, it's.
But I love the fact that the public was so intrigued, and that it's choir music. That it's not something else, some other form of entertainment, but that it's real choir music, and it just shows you that if you, I believe if you do something and put it out there, people are willing to take it,